I have a new camera angle, so now when the paper goes off the screen, you can still see it because I have a safety. This is a new modular origami that I'm going to teach you how to fold called Vortex module. It's by Loper, and it's definitely the hardest one that I've done so far. To give you a reference, here are the ones I've done in the past. We have the first one, a cube, very basic start, and this thing. And here it is. See, it's a lot more complex. I'm sure y'all can do it. So, funny story. This fold actually requires about 30 pieces of the same thing. So, to save paper, I'm going to show you a hidden technique. It's called ripping the paper into squares. Since you're going to need 30, that means 4 pieces of paper of each color split into 4 and then minus 2. So, we're just going to take the 2 ugliest from each color and throw it away. So here I'm just folding in half twice and then I'm going to rip it. And boom, now we have 4 pieces of paper from one. Saving trees, saving the environment. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So right here, you see I made an error. And that means that we're going to take the one that has this niche and we're going to throw it away. Because the other one we can save by taking off the extra piece. Usually doesn't make a difference though. I'll continue the time lapse. Now, and just like that, we have all the pieces of paper we need, which should be 30. See, this one's ugly. We can just throw the ugly ones away. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to fold it, or at least one of the modules. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a tricky part. You're gonna want to align one of the corners of the fold on the half of the paper at the top, and then the other half of the fold will be the tip of this paper to the one on the left. It's kind of complicated. Oh yeah, and now you're going to want to fold this side of the paper into the middle, but against that crease that you just made. I know, it's very confusing. And shaboom. Now you're done with one of the modules. You're gonna have to make 29 more. And boom, now that we have all the modules, we can start folding. What we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna make faces with 5. In a general rule of thumb, the faces, which are kind of like 5 connected, are kind of inverted. And then whenever it's 3, those kind of pop out. It's hard to explain. I'll explain when I get there. Okay, now you kind of see how the outside part is like, on the outside it looks inverted. That's what I meant earlier. And when it's 3 that connects, like right here, what I'm about to do, that kind of pops out more. It all goes into patterns, which could eventually teach you rocket science. I don't know, my math teacher's weird. Also, a general thing that we're gonna pretty much do for the rest of the fold is whenever we see 2 whites or 2 blues, we add the opposite color. Like right here, I see a white and a blue, so I'm gonna add a blue, but then I'm gonna add a white to that later. This ensures that we'll have, you know, like some pattern at least and some variation. That way we don't just have the same thing the whole time. So basically in the next maybe 10-15 minutes of this fold, we're pretty much just gonna be adding on to the base and starting to work towards the climax. Okay, so now if you made it this far, you're about to reach the final stretch, which is where we add the last face on top. And every single fold about this last stretch is going to be absolutely impossible. I'm going to try to walk you through it with my words, but you honestly just have to do it. So as you see, we're just going to take a module and just try to fill in the blanks right here. And as we keep doing this, we'll have to be doing more and more to each module. Quick reminder, be patient for this part. Not everyone does it on the first time, but now as you can see, we're on the last module, which is the hardest. A good way to do it is to connect in a circle instead of doing both ends and then the opposite ends. So as you can see, we're going to do in this blue one, and then we're connecting it to the one next to it, the tab. And then we're going to try to make this face tight as possible. This is the hardest face of the whole fold. And boom, that's the final face. If you want, you can try to make it more tight as you go along. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the new camera angle. Hope you enjoyed the sole. Peace, y'all.